Introduction to default arguments.
Default arguments in functions allow you to specify a value for a parameter if none is provided by the caller. This feature is found in many programming languages. Using default arguments makes your functions more flexible, enabling callers to omit certain parameters and rely on sensible defaults instead.
How default arguments work.
When you define a function with default arguments, you assign a value to a parameter in the function definition. If the caller provides a value, it overrides the default. If not, the default value is used. This way, the function can be called with fewer arguments than parameters.
Advantages of default arguments.
Default arguments make your code easier to use and maintain. They reduce the need for overloaded functions and help avoid repetitive code. Functions become more versatile, and it's easier to add new parameters without breaking existing code that relies on older function signatures.
When to use default arguments.
Use default arguments when a parameter frequently takes the same value or when it's optional for most use cases. Choose defaults that are predictable and minimize confusion. Avoid using mutable objects like lists or dictionaries as default arguments in languages such as Python to prevent unexpected results.
Best practices and considerations.
Place default arguments after all required parameters in your function definition. Document the default values for clarity. Be mindful of language-specific behaviors and edge cases, especially with mutable defaults. Using default arguments thoughtfully will make your code cleaner and more user-friendly.